So kids, you want to install an intake on your Toyota GR Yaris or any other car. Well, guess what, my friends? Today I'm going to be installing one on my GR Yaris, but a short and very important disclaimer here. That is illegal, kids and adults. Don't do it. Otherwise you might get in trouble by the police. In Switzerland, this is illegal, so do not use these kind of parts on the street. And for all my friends in law enforcement and the MOT or Service des Automobiles or MFK Stelle, thanks for watching my videos as well. Don't worry, this hasn't been used on the street, and for all of you who are watching, you might find these findings very interesting and might learn something. So without further ado, let's dive right into it and install this intake system. Peace. Welcome to another episode of Jesse Spec on YouTube. As you can see today, I'm going to be installing an intake kit from MST. As funny as that sounds, like a weird name in French, it is a pretty awesome intake kit. To be honest, you can see that everything is included, including the air filter, the tubes, even an adapter for the airflow sensor. So you have everything to go into the car. So what I would like to do is show you how to install it. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. This is roughly a 30-minute job. But one thing I really want to make clear in this video, this is not allowed for street usage, and I am purely installing this to actually dyno it and see if it actually brings anything and if it's worth the hassle for the silly people who want to use these parts on the road. As I said before, and I will repeat myself again, do not use this on the street. So here you can see just the hose behind the engine is basically the only part that is really a huge pain in the ass, excuse me to say it like that is to install this kit. But other than that, it's really amazing because you have a little compartment out of metal that is very well made, that really seals the intake filter off of the rest. And this actually was also shown by dynoing the car with open hood or closed hood. The power would not change much. So this shows that it's really sucking cold air in. So let's say on a hot track day, this is really going to be beneficial. So as you can see here, I'm already coming towards the end of the installation. Let's take a look at how it looks once everything's installed. The fitment is actually very good. And given the fact that this is an intake that costs roughly 500 francs, I am very impressed with the quality. Now, it's all well and good to look good, but does it actually help anything? Does it make us gain any horsepower? This is the main objective of this video. So stay tuned and let's see what's going to happen. May I introduce you to the new Toyota vacuum cleaner? No, I'm joking. So as you can see, the sounds are absolutely incredible. I love how this car sounds with an intake. It's honestly, just for that, I think it would be worth it to somehow try to get it legal. But anyway, that's not going to happen. But let's see how it sounds like from the inside of the car as well. As you can see, we can barely hear it from the inside. So once we close the hood, you will see also there's a very different sound to it. So let's put the car on the dyno and actually see if we can actually make any extra horsepower by installing this kit. And is it worth it? And is the intake that is from the factory on the car good enough, and maybe all of this is not even worth the hassle? This is what we're going to try to find out here. So let's get some dynoing done. Man, that just sounds too good to be true. If only we could get this legal for street usage. But I guess that's going to be difficult to meet the European regulations in regards to noise. Alright, so let's close the hood and see if it makes any difference from a noise perspective. And I think you will be pretty surprised how much of a difference it actually makes. As you can see, the noise difference is already huge. Just by closing the hood, you can hardly hear the intake whooshing sound anymore. But now let's do a dyno run and see if there's a huge difference or not. Alright, let's take a look at the results and the dyno graphs. The blue and gray line are what I managed to make with my exhaust and the stock intake system and the stock Toyota panel filter as well. And the red line is with the new intake. So you can see that I actually lost power between 4000 and 4500 RPM, which is actually surprising. And other than that, it's almost identical. Forgive me, the sound is simply too good with an open hood, so I had to do it again, and you see me laughing on the video. So let's put back the stock intake. I'm just going to put a different panel filter from Greddy, and let's do some commentary back in the office. Well, well, well. That did not make any gains at all. There is actually even a part in the torque where we're actually losing some horsepower. So what does that mean, kids? That means that the stock intake is really amazing. There would be probably one interesting video to do, and actually one of my friends, Philip Ritteli, that you can find on YouTube as well, a GR expert. He tried changing the air filter. He used a brand that honestly I'm not a big fan of for air filters, but other more reputable brands also, I've installed them, and honestly I don't think there will be any gains to be made by changing that. However, so once again, this is a video that was purely done for showing you guys how awesome it sounds, yes. But how useless it is also on the Toyota GR Yaris. We've picked up a couple of horsepower just with the exhaust, but actually the intake, and here you can see this is a pattern that actually emerged on another channel such as Motive DVD, where they also have shown and are of the opinion that there are no gains to be made from an intake by itself. That really means that the stock intake is amazing, and in my opinion the only thing that you could probably do is install an intake panel filter just to improve it a little bit. I'll show you one example of one right now. So this is a Greddy intake panel filter, which is legal by the way also for on the street. Nice and blue, pretty heavy duty, and is a drop-in filter for your stock intake. I don't think this will be making any extra horsepower, but you know how we say we always like to have, if you increase the flow on the exhaust side, it's also good to keep that in mind on the intake side. And maybe let's just go over the fact that why there are no gains even with a pretty good intake kit. In my opinion, the stock ECU is limiting the gains that can be had. So of course what would be interesting to see is what happens if we start mapping and setting the ECU, which is also not legal for the street, my friends, so don't get the message wrong here. But will there be a gain by installing all these parts, so exhaust, catback exhaust, an intake filter and an ECU? Will there be able to be more gains than if there was just a fully stock car? That is something also that would be interesting to try out. I don't know if that's going to be possible to be done soon, but that is definitely a video that I would like to do in the future. See if there's anything to be done, since I'm very interested as well in ECU tuning for motorsports usage, not for the street. So this is also something I might be doing in the future. In any case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this kind of content. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. I am so thankful. Thank you everybody. I've finally hit the 2,000 subscriber goal. So that is a big milestone for me. I really appreciate all of you guys' help. And without further ado, I will see you in the next one. Peace.